Internal dialogue is an extremely important tool. You need to have the dialogue because at some point, you're going to be left at home at 12 o'clock and you're going to need to choose whether or not you eat the cheesecake, the pumpkin pie, the whatever your thing is and it's at your house. You're going to have to choose and make a conscious choice and have the internal dialogue to say, I'm not going to do this, or negative saying, well, I screwed up the whole week and I'm going to choose to eat this thing that's bad. So internal dialogue is extremely important, that you just got to make sure that you're on the right path so that you can keep the weight off. Now, there are negative internal dialogue situations, the can'ts. I can't have this. I'm on a diet. I shouldn't have this. Why do I have this? Blue thing, please. Boom, right there. Blue. Whatever you do, you should never, don't you ever think, don't start thinking, do not think, you can't do it. Don't do it. You're on a diet, you can't think of blue. What do you think of? Of course you think of blue. Or, he said not think of blue, so I'm thinking of red, red, red. Guess what's gonna pop up later? Blue. Well, guess what? I can't have cookies. I should never eat cookies. Cookies are bad for you. I'm on a diet. And all of a sudden, what do you want? Cookies. Of course you do. You know what? I love to tell what I call the donut story. When I was at work at different times, and people at work, you know what happens is someone brings in donuts. They got a dozen or a dozen donuts. And you look over and you go, wow, there's the donuts. Gosh, I would certainly love to have a donut, but I'm on a diet, 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 I'm on a diet. Oh, I can't do it. Oh, I shouldn't. Oh, you know what? I love the donuts. And this is that negative talk that starts to swirl in your head. Then you start to make deals with yourself. If the donut is there at noon at my lunchtime, then like destiny or fate, you were by the heavens opened up and said you should have this donut. Well, the problem is, come on, think about how much power we're giving that donut. But the day goes on, someone's over by the donuts, you go, Jim's over by the donuts, Jim's over by the donuts, don't take my donut, don't take my donut, don't take my donut, don't take my donut, don't take my donut. Okay, Jim didn't take my donut, okay. But that's no way to live because food is fuel. See, we're changing what food is. We're giving all the power there. We're having this negative relationship with fuel, okay? So the idea is that we have control over that. Positive dialogue. Can you have a donut? Yeah, I'm an adult. I can have a donut whenever I want, okay? So, but when do you choose to have that donut? That's the really important part. So if that donut's over there, you go, you know what? I'm gonna choose to have a donut on Saturday when I'm drinking coffee, if you enjoy coffee or whatever the thing is you're drinking as you're reading the paper on Saturday. Once you start to empower yourself and really feel the mastering tools of internal dialogue, guess what you can do? You can put a plan into place where you speak with your family, your friends, your coworkers, your relationship, whether it be your spouse, your significant other, but you're telling them. You're saying, listen, I really need your help. Okay, this is important to me. Okay? And you start to teach them the tools yourself, internal dialogue. I know I can have these things, but I want to have them in moderation. And if I'm going to go out with you on Tuesday, I'm going to need to know that Tuesday is going to be moderate. And that we're not going to go off the reservation. And you're not going to say, let's have chicken wings and do stuff like that because Susie Q's wedding's on Saturday and you want to have something then. But even if they do say, I'm going to have this, you know what? You can still choose not to have those things because you're going to have them later. But you're not saying, I can't have this, I shouldn't have this. You're not having that. And guess what you do on Saturday? Guess what you do? You sit down, you relax, you enjoy the cake, you taste it. There's no guilt because you've done everything you were supposed to do that week, okay? And you enjoy and start to have a positive relationship with entertainment food. And that's what cake is, entertainment food. And how often do we do entertainment food? Well, how often do we do entertainment? Do you go to the movies every single day? No. But once a week, maybe. It's within moderation. And that's how we can eat. We can eat these bad things within moderation. Okay? And then we can learn how to do the bad thing the best possible way. But the idea is that we're just looking forward. We're saying, okay, these are the things I can have. This is when I can have it. You're very planned. You're very organized. If you're not planned and you're not organized, okay, you will not succeed with internal dialogue, and it is the most important thing. I had success one time. I went into a Ben & Jerry's, okay, and this has been 5 years after I went up and down the crazy ways. I went to Ben & Jerry's and I had their cookie fudge fantasy, whatever the thing was called. And you know what? I went in there and I was actually scared to have that because I realized how much power food had over me. But you know what? I knew that I had control of things and that I had positive internal dialogue and I created so much balance in my eating. And I said, I can have some of this. So I sat down, I ordered the cookie fudge fantasy. Even the words coming out of my mouth seemed crazy. Like a cookie fudge fantasy, you've been eating so well, oh my gosh, what are you gonna do? And I said, stop, Eric, just relax. Okay, here's what you need. That's the talk that has to happen. That internal dialogue. Okay, breathe. Eric, all right, you've been doing well. You haven't eaten anything bad for you in a long time. You can enjoy a cookie fudge fantasy. This isn't the end of the world. You know, you can have a little bit of this, but it's that breath. Okay, all right, here's what we're gonna do. So I sat down with a cookie fudge fantasy and I am fine to say it tasted fantastic, okay? I had a little bit of the ice cream, had a little bit of the fudge, a little bit of the cookie, and guess what? Guess what magically happened for the first time in my life? About 10 years ago. For the first time in my life, I was able to just be okay with a little bit. Before, I would have said, what am I doing? I'm having a cookie fudge fantasy. What's the matter with me? I might have licked the bowl clean, who knows? But I didn't need to do that because I knew what? There would be more cookie fudge fantasies. And that's the thing about the blue that we were talking about, okay? That's the opposite to blue. They said, remember, you can't think of blue, but you know what? What you can't think of is, yes, with balance and moderation, you can have birthday cake again. You're gonna have birthday cake. If something tasted so delicious, you're gonna get to have that again. So you don't have to have it all at once. Because you know what? Tell yourself that you shouldn't be eating cookies and stuff like that. You will eat that whole thing of cookies. I know you've done it, I've done it. You eat that, you'll gobble it up. There's no need. Why? Because you're gonna have cookies again. When you master internal dialogue, you're mastering the ability to tell yourself it's okay. And if I do this thing with balance, I can enjoy the rest of my life. And that's the idea of you enjoying the rest of your life. What I want you to do is every time you're negative, I want you to write down, I feel negative, and throw a positive in with that. It's called cushioning. Okay, you have a negative, you throw a positive on that. Oh, I can't have this. Wait, I can't. Breathe. And then start with your internal dialogue positively. You can do this. I know you can do it because you know what? If I can do it and I was such a mess, I know that you can do it. Think positively. Internal dialogue is the key to long-term weight loss success.